Welcome back, fellow Sinisters. Today we are going to be reading some Reddit stories. We've had a lot of technical difficulties today, and we're trying a new podcast place recording. So let us know how the audio turns out. If maybe we should switch or something. But yeah, we're going to be reading some Reddit. Am I the arsehole stories? So
Starting off today, we have girlfriend pointed an unloaded gun in my face. It starts off by reading, we were visiting a good friend of mine when he moved out of state. He brought me to his bedroom closet to show me an AR-15 and handgun he purchased after moving. I handled both guns after checking they were unloaded and I knew they were safe. My girlfriend walks into the room. He hands the AR-15 to her. She does not check to affirm that it is indeed clear. And the first thing she does is point it directly in my face. I slap the barrel down and say, "What the freak are you doing?" in an aggressive tone. She then handed my friend his rifle back and stormed out of the room. She didn't like the fact that I aggressively chastised her for ignoring basic gun safety. She told me, "You didn't have to talk to me like I'm stupid," and didn't understand my point. Wasn't trying to make her feel stupid, but that the action is dangerous, especially since she was not in the room to witness it being checked for live ammunition, and she did not check the gun herself. Am I wrong for aggressively chastising her, or should I have been nicer?
okay, this man is definitely not the arsehole because she is definitely doesn't understand like the basic like the concept of basic gun safety, and that's why a lot of accidental gun deaths do happen. People will accidentally point a gun at somebody else, and it could fire. Anything could happen, and that's very dangerous. And I don't think you're the asshole for being so-called aggressive, as long as you weren't like freaking out and like getting physical or anything. I think you had all in your right to and be like, get the fucking gun away from me.
Right, and in the comment section, one of the comments reads, ER nurse, formerly of a level 1 trauma center here. 60% of the shootings I've seen were, I thought it was unloaded.
Exactly. That just proves my point, and I've seen it actually personally happen. My grandpa, he was in the military, and one of his sons got a hold of his guns when he was cleaning his guns, and he didn't think it was loaded, but he hadn't gotten to that gun yet, and he shot himself in the foot.
Yeah, I think most important thing is, especially from a young age, having firearms in your home, especially like around children. Now, I know kids aren't really the sharpest tool in the shed, but you should
Learning
at
that
least.
skill from a young age is very important to learn because it can lead to situations like that, her as an adult having that happen.
Right, and like growing up around firearms, one of the first things that you learn is like you gotta, like, even if it's not exactly loaded, there could still be one in the chamber.
Okay, so we are going to be reading Am I the Arsehole for telling my mom she can't share a room or a bed with her boyfriend in my home? When I, 27 female, was in college when I met my boyfriend and we moved in together, sharing a place with some friends. After dating for a year, I was 19 when we met and 20 when we first moved in together. We decided from that point onward to take turns spending Christmas with our families. But the first year we were supposed to see mine, my mom made it clear my boyfriend could not stay and we weren't sharing a room or a bed in her house. My dad argued in her favor of letting it happen since I was an adult living with him already, but mom said no. She hated that I wouldn't stay at their house and instead booked an Airbnb. She said I should respect their rules of their house, and I told her I was, but I didn't want to tell my boyfriend to be alone on the holidays, especially when his family had welcomed us together happily. After I made it clear there would be no coming to visit if I couldn't sleep with my boyfriend, my mom said that it wasn't like we were married, so she had every right to that rule. 2 years ago, my dad died, and for 11 months, my mom has been in a relationship with her boyfriend. They don't live together exactly, but according to my brother, he was there most nights while he was still there. My mom and my brother aren't really talking right now. My brother could hear my mom and her boyfriend in bed, and he hated it, so he moved out. He's also 22 and had wanted to, but it gave him the push to move. My mom was furious and demanded to know why he was leaving out of nowhere, and she freaked out when my brother told her he was tired of hearing them. And it started my mom off on him not being happy for her that she found someone again after dad died. It seems to be missing my brother being around her, and she told me she misses having her kids around her, so she wanted to visit for a week or two soon. She wanted to bring her boyfriend along, and I told her she cannot share a room or a bed with him in my home. I told her I do not want to hear that. She got mad at me and said she's a grown woman and should be allowed her freedom. I told her was all right denying it to me, and I wasn't even planning to have sex in her house. But it sounded like she didn't care if we could hear her or not, and I'm not dealing with it. I also told her I wasn't going to reward her sharing a room with her boyfriend when she had been so strict with me about it. My mom accused me of acting like a petty child. Am I the arsehole?
Definitely not. I think when it comes to parents' rules like this, especially parents like this, they think that their rules only apply to their teenagers when they want total control, but when it comes back to them, they act like flabbergasted at the fact that that could happen.
No, and exactly this, like her daughter's older. She's an adult. Like if you're saying, "Oh, I'm a grown woman. I should be allowed to do it." Well, I'm a grown woman too, mom, and you're not going to put this standard on me and then think it's not going to have a like what like it's crazy that her brother literally moved out because of having they she could hear them having sex. She was letting him stay over, obviously, and she had a problem with her boyfriend living with her. Yeah, whatever. It's like you're letting your boyfriend stay with you, not exactly like it's crazy. For this story, we just want to start it off with a quick trigger warning. There's misogyny, bullying, shaming, slut shaming. We just want to say that to all our viewers to just make sure nobody's uncomfortable, and you can click off for this end of the part of the video if you are more comfortable with that.
My 24F boyfriend, 26M, found a secret of mine and won't leave me alone because of it. I'm a writer, a serious writer who's got her first book published and a few poems that's made its way into the local paper. I make a living out of it. I also have a very secret blog that I use to publish fan fiction. I know when we mention fan fiction, the first thing that comes to mind is that I'm an obsessed fangirl who writes countless of OCs and all of them are in love with an alter ego of myself and blah blah. No, I just really like exploring my favorite characters and the universe that they live in. If I'm reading a book, playing a game, watching a movie, I sometimes think, what if? And I write it out. It's been my secret for a long while now. It used to be. My boyfriend found my blog when I forgot to clear out my history on my laptop. I don't hide stuff from him, it's just a habit I picked up since I was a child and hit that curious about porn phase. We had a family computer, and if I didn't clear the history, I'd get caught, so I always do this. He's been mocking me for it. I'm not fragile, I can take a mocking every now and then, if I know it's not really malicious. My boyfriend, on the other hand, keeps laughing and making jokes about me being a Tumblr girl, about me wanting to be with those characters, and so on. It's to the point he read a few and started nitpicking of some of it. I talked to him. He dismissed me. I finally snapped yesterday when he came over and I was writing, again, for the local paper. He said, "Writing your weird smut fanfiction, fangirl?" He meant it as a joke. He laughed, but I was already so cranky that I told him to leave. He looked at me puzzled and said he was kidding, but I kicked him out. English is not my native language. I started learning English when I was 9 because there was no one to write/read fan fictions of a particular fandom I was into in my native language. Because of it, I discovered how much I love writing. Because of it, I learned English and it saved my life when I needed a job. But I was inexperienced in a lot of things. But man, I could speak and write English fluently. And all thanks to writing fan fiction. It means a lot to me. And I'm not hurt that most people think it's silly and make fun of a fan fiction writer. I'm hurt because the boy I love is being horrible about it, and I'm this close to breaking up with him. I don't deserve to be mocked for something I like, especially when I don't judge him for the stuff that he likes. He wants to come over, but he doesn't think he's in the wrong, and he doesn't see how his behavior is hurting me. What do I do? I learned a long time ago not to be ashamed of something that brings me joy, especially when times are hard enough as it is. But it hurts so much to think my boyfriend thinks I'm a loser and I don't know what to do. I'm starting to see him differently.
Okay, this story comes with a couple updates. So, update one. This blew up in a way I didn't expect. I want to answer everybody, and I'll try to clear some things up. I don't think my boyfriend was snooping. I always clear out my history out of habit, and this time I left it there. It's likely it came up on the search bar since he told me he just found it there. The problem here is not my sense of humor, it's the fact I told him I wrote fics and came clean about it. I was laughing with him. Then the mockery started, and for the next few days I was a crazed fangirl in his eyes, and he wouldn't let it go. It's not having it. It's that is not having a sense of humor. That is someone I love being hurtful towards me on purpose, even though I told him to knock it off. We're currently not talking, and he thinks I'm being overly sensitive, and I'm over here reading your replies. I haven't let him come to my house yet, and I won't until I think of something to tell him. I already have something in my head thanks to you guys. This is the first time I've seen my boyfriend acting this way, and I wouldn't be with him if he's been acting like this from the start. This is my first time, and or this is the first time, and it is probably why I'm so shocked here. I'm hurt. A joke or two, fine. Straight up mean mockery, nope. I don't know if he got jealous. I don't know if the content of the stories bothered him. I don't know. I plan on finding out though.
Edit 2. I'm meeting up with him later today. We're gonna talk. But again, to clear up any confusion, I did not kick him out completely out of nowhere. He was not confused why I snapped. When he started teasing, it was okay the first couple times. Then he started mocking and reading the fics just to make fun of it. He'd read parts back to me while laughing and making fun of me in a way that wasn't a joke, or him seeing me as one of the guys. Update 4 days later. I want to start this by clearing up some confusion. He and I have teased each other before. I tease my best friend and she teases back. Stupid, trash teasing. I still have some of my earliest fics in English and my grammar was awful. Really awful with sentence like. And he tried to think not about her. She throws that sentence back at me all the time, and it's always in good heart. It's like in a, oh god, look at the crap you used to write and look at you now. This is not what happened with my significant other and I. He went out of his way to make me feel uncomfortable and hurt. This is why I came here for help, because someone I loved was being cruel out of nowhere. And so, for the sake of this update, I need you guys to keep in mind that I am in no way ashamed of writing fics, and that my significant other's behavior was more than strange and cruel. He had never acted that way before. So I met him the day after so we could talk. He was upset because I kicked him out. I was upset because of his behavior. We went home and I just straight up asked why my fix bothered him so much. He kept saying it didn't, that he was just having fun and all, and I explained to him how he made me feel. He snorted. I told him that if he wasn't going to take this seriously, then he could leave and not come back. After a while and a brief discussion about him being incredulous, that I was so upset over nothing, he finally told me that the reason behind his actions, that he doesn't feel comfortable with me writing X scenes. This came out of nowhere, and even when this was discussed here, I was like, Nah, he would never have a problem with it. He's even praised the one in my book. Ha! Well, I asked him exactly that. Why did he praise the one in my book? Why did he encourage me to write more of it? He said he hadn't stopped to think about the consequences, that when I wrote it in my book, he didn't know or see how many people enjoyed it. When he read the one in my blogs, he could see how many people reblogged it. He could see the comments. He could see everything, and it bothered him because I was his girlfriend. Okay, I asked him what he meant by that, and he said that I was putting myself out there by writing this stuff. I held back the urge to snap and calmly asked him again what the heck he meant by that. He said he knew how guys think and that they were seeing how easy I was, and I'd soon be getting stalkers because, and I quote, I like sex like a slut. Isn't that lovely? He quickly tried to fix it, to tell me that he didn't mean it like that. He meant that I write detailed and explicit scenes and that it might give people the wrong idea. I asked him if I give him the wrong idea when we have X, and he just shut up. I think he realized then how much of an idiot he was being, and he started to apologize. I just ended it. I ended it and changed my blog's URL. He's been calling and calling and calling, texting me nonstop that he's sorry, but I can't look at him the same. Even if I forgive him, just know. I like sex, so that makes me a slut. But that's not the problem when I'm having sex with him. I'm just heartbroken over this because I don't know. This came out of nowhere. Before breaking up, he said everything would be okay if I just never wrote about X. I mean, really? No, I like it. I like writing about X. I like writing fics. I like it. It pays my bills. So screw that. But in his mind, if I just stopped writing kinky X scenes, then he wouldn't feel insecure and wouldn't lash out like this. I'm glad it came out though, this side of him. Still, it's just so freaking sad. He didn't like me writing about X, wanted me to stop. We broke up.
I kind of want to say you guys are a mix of both kind of, but she's not. But he's a mild. Yeah, he's mild. I say that because I can understand him maybe being uncomfortable with if his girlfriend is like putting herself in the like an altar actually of herself in the book, and she's having X scenes with her altar with characters. I can understand maybe like the jealousy of it, but he's going about it the wrong way and he's being disrespectful to her instead of trying to communicate and work with her. He's just being like, nope, you have to stop doing this. You just have to stop.
Exactly, and I think it comes from, like, yes, not everyone is into that kind of fan fiction type thing, and that's okay. But when you start calling your girlfriend a slut because of it is like, that's not okay. And especially when it's something that she loves so much, it's what pays the bills. Like, this isn't just some kinky thing for her. It's her job.
I also have like one more thing. I feel like for her end, I think she maybe could be a little bit more understanding of maybe why he's uncomfortable and maybe instead of maybe going into explicit detail, maybe a little bit more moderation, in the text. I mean, still keeping your job, still keeping the kinky, the X scenes, but maybe making them a little bit more, I don't know, what's the word? Vanilla. I mean, if it's possible for you, maybe you're trying to find an even ground with each other if you wanted to. But that's besides the point since he was shaming you. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, I think that if he had came about that in the first way, they could have fully worked it out. But the fact that he was just being disrespectful from the start. Like, little teasing, sure, that's to be expected in a relationship like this. But when you're just straight up uh, ridiculing your partner for whatever they like, it's not okay, and it's honestly disgusting.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of Are Thy the Arsehole. If you like this, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, maybe with some Reddit stories you'd like us to talk about, or any other stories you'd like us to talk about, or in the email and in the description on the channel. Have a great day, guys.